Hey folks, welcome back to Zalonka, and you join me very early in the morning on the 1st of October or October 1. You will see in Mr. CDP style, the money has gone up. Sorry about that. I was just trying to go close Discord. So I was doing some contract in the last video, and I went away and did, I think, about 5. I'll stick some screenshots up of the things that I did in the background. That's given us a nice little boost on the old cash front, and because it is October, the soybeans are ready to harvest. So that is the plan for today. Although it looks like it's about to, or is finishing up, raining, so we'll have to wait a little while. So I just need to put the mowers away from the last contract that we did, or the penultimate contract that we did, because the last contract that I did was a rock breaking contract. So I think everything is in okay-ish condition. The pigs are going to need feeding pretty soon. But we have had some piglets. We have had our first piglets, which is awesome. Starting expanding the collection of pigs. The sheeps are doing okay. We have a few things to get done. We need to move the slurry and probably the manure into the BGA. We have a little bit of goat's milk, but I'm not going to bother moving that just yet. So we'll switch over to the Massey. While we wait for the sun to rise and the rain to clear. I'm not sure what time actually the rain is due to clear in the next little while. I might end up just skipping some time off camera. So yes, the plan is we will harvest the soybeans. I might do a little bit more. I'm going to probably play for a little bit longer than usual, because with introducing some new games to the channel over the last week or so, I'm probably, well, I am, because I've got a schedule that I've put together that I'm not sharing, because no plan survives first contact, as we know. I'm not going to get more than one video a week on here at the moment. So in the interest of making some progress, I'll probably do a little bit more than maybe I would have previously. So yeah, come on, there we go. Oh, only just getting in the trigger there. So as I mentioned in the Rotterdam Island video, I need to do an update to the Mini BGA if you didn't watch that video, particularly around the slurry trigger, because it is incorrectly set up. It doesn't affect this tanker, which is really weird. It only affects certain bits of kit. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I haven't looked into specifically what it is about certain bits of kit that mean it doesn't work, but I know that the trigger is not quite set up correctly. I have a version which has it set correctly, but I need to test that before I can send it to Giants, and I haven't got around to doing that just yet, because testing things requires a certain logical mindset, and my brain has not been in that logical mindset place this week. Now, if you watched some of the earlier videos this week, you will also know that one of the dogs has not been well, and I had to have some tests done, and we got the results of those tests today, and he needs to go on another course of medication, and then have a repeat of those tests, and potentially then some more tests. So yeah, that poor old guy is not well. He along a few years ago, he had to have his spleen removed, and that can compromise their immune system. And it seems his immune system is struggling to get rid of an infection which he's picked up from somewhere. So yeah, it's this is antibiotic course number 3, and we're going for a different type of antibiotic this time. Yeah, we get to repeat the process again. He seems to have gotten over the issue we had over the weekend, which is good, but that means we'll get to go through that again post-test. Yeah, if this course of antibiotics doesn't cure it, we have to have some more invasive tests done. I think to see if there's anything dodgy going on in his bladder. Yeah. A little bit worrying because he is quite an old dog. So we seem to have infinite manure going on here, because I thought we only had about 3,000 litres. And so far, I've put more than that in, I think. We might be in the situation where we are getting infinite manure. And I might need to adjust my standard. Yeah. I think if I take out a shovel full of manure and then back away. No, it's gone down. Okay. But I bet if I tip it in here, because of the whole silo extension thing, I think it's going to show up as, yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust that. So I think what we'll do is we will get the slurry running. We have that set as spelling. I'm going to change the output mode to storing for now. I'm going to drop that bucket there. And maybe what we'll do is we will bring the trailer over to pull the manure out in bulk. But the rain should be stopped any moment, so actually let's get the trailer configured for moving. That sunrise looks quite nice, doesn't it? So I'm recording this video on the day before this video comes out, I believe. And today is the day that the preview trailer for Project Motor Racing came out. And we were allowed to announce that basically if you were a Giants partner, that transferred across to Project Motor Racing, which is really kind of cool. So if you want to pre-order Project Motor Racing, you can use partner code Disturbed. And I'll try and remember maybe to throw a link down below for that. If you fancy giving it a go. I know it's quite early to be pre-ordering it because it's not out until the autumn, or if you're from our overseas former colony, the fall, because you know that's when the leaves fall down, so we call it fall, they call it fall. So yeah, if you're interested in picking that up, think about supporting the channel a little bit. You help me out. And yeah, I think it looks really interesting. What I'm curious about, and so folks, like if you're a farm sim fan, FSG and DJ got to go to an event to test it, and they've both got videos. I've watched FSG's one, They've both got videos of them previewing it. Is that going to just appear back in there? Yeah. Okay. I wonder what happens if we run the manure cycle. I wonder if it does the infinite loop thing still. Anyway, the rain has stopped, so let's jump in the swather. And we will swath. And the thing I wanted to check was that I had the extended straw crops mod enabled so that we can get straw from the soybeans, because that'll just be useful. And I don't think pigs are really going to care too much about what they're bedded down on. There's our baby pigs. That's cool. Right. We're going to, this kind farmer doesn't mind if we go into his field. We should probably actually really, let's line up here on this headland. But now we've got a bit more cash in the bank. If I could remember where the right tab is, finances, because we have quite a lot of debt. Let's knock that down a little bit. 425, yeah. And H, steering assist. I think we probably want 2 headlands, so we've got a bit of room to turn around. Yes, I know that means we're going to do most of the field, but I don't mind. Automatic cruise control deactivation. Okie dokie, on. And off we go, and that on. And I'm actually going to manually do this bit because I don't want to go around the bit of field that accidentally got unplowed in. There we go. And then we can stick that back on. Awesome stuff. So yeah, we'll probably end up doing the headlands this end manually, just so we can get that sorted. Yeah, so Project Motor Racing, I think it looks freaking awesome. I'm hopeful that it's not as twitchy as something like iRacing. Don't know. Some things that I thought were kind of cool were that although it's built using Giant's engine, it does say that it uses a completely different or new physics engine, so it's not using the Farm Sim physics engine, because I know people always cry about the physics in Farm Sim. It's also kind of cool that it includes quite a lot of cars and tracks. I thought that was good. Yeah. It's actually, I don't know. I was going to say it's not a cheap game, but I'm not sure how it compares. It's probably a similar price to what FS cost actually, for because it's got because it supports modding and things, and it does have a year 1 season pass with DLCs and stuff. So the year 1 season pass, I think, actually is probably not dissimilar in price to what FS was, but it looked like a big number. But the base game looked similar price, and I think it is going to support modding. I think it's going to use Giant's editor. I'm not certain on that, but so yeah, maybe we'll see some Farm Sim modders going across to Project Motor Racing, and that could be fun. Anyway, I'm a little bit excited to be seeing a new game. I might give it a try. Yeah, I've been rambling on about trying some different games lately with and showing you some of them. And you know, I've been trying iRacing and things like that with very limited success, and actually I've kind of dropped iRacing for a little bit recently because I've been having a lot more fun playing games that aren't quite so hard, basically. And so I'm curious as to how simulation heavy Project Motor Racing is from watching FSG's video. I think it might be quite simulation heavy. But I guess we'll see over the coming time as folks get to have a little bit of a play with it. Yeah. We're pretty close at this point to Precision Farming coming out. Giants previewed it earlier this week. I haven't had a chance to watch their stream yet. Mostly as I've been hyper focused on watching a streamer playing Schedule 1, or watching a replay of a streamer who played Schedule 1, and who was trying to get 100% of all the achievements in that game. And I'm most of the way through watching it. So yeah, I've actually stopped watching almost all of the other YouTube that I watch. And if you understand how my brain works, you'll understand hyper focusing on things. So yeah, I'm not looking forwards to trying to catch up on all of the other YouTube that I watch that I haven't been watching. It's, yeah, that game has completely captivated my brain, and a little bit of me is hoping that the videos do relative, or the video that I released, I'll know by this point because it'll have been out for 24 hours. And by the time you're watching this, by the time I'm recording this, it has not released yet. But I'm sorry, Eagles, it didn't. The early access on Patreon did encourage you to buy it. A little bit of me hopes the videos do okay, so I can make more. Well, if I can fit them in the week, so I can make more videos on it. But yeah, it's interesting. Remember chatting to, I think it was in the comments of a video, or it might have been on Discord PMs, but chatting to former WWE star Mr. Farouk, or Mr. Farquhar, about, because it was when I was talking about doing Timberborn videos, and I talked about doing those on a separate channel, and because at that point I only made farm sim videos, and he was the one who suggested that I should just upload them to this channel, and some of you did not enjoy that. A bunch of people unsubscribed. I still get a steady stream of people unsubscribing on my channel, but I had a bigger stream of people subscribing, and those videos get significantly more traffic than farm sim videos, but that's not the point of this thing. But it's kind of interesting that if I'd done that, where I'm actually having, and this is gonna surprise people, those of you that know me, 12.2, I'm having a lot of fun trying new games out and playing new games and thinking about making content on new games. And those of you that know, change is bad, but I'm really enjoying it. And essentially, if I had taken that approach, or only of having a second channel for non-farm sim content, it's not going to work, is it? What we can do, no, because I'm not going to be able to set the working method. We're just going to have to freehander. That's okay. Yep. If I'd taken that approach, because I can only make so many videos in a week, this channel would have been incredibly quiet because I'm not making the 7 farm sim videos a week I was making. Again, sure that probably annoys some of you, but evolve or die. And I would have been putting a lot more content on what would have been initially a secondary channel, but that channel would have, apart from subscriber numbers, have surpassed this channel in terms of traffic. So I'm kind of glad that I took that advice and just put everything on this channel and put up with the negativity from, the purely farm sim audience at the time of why am I seeing a different game? And now the ATS video that I released was received really well. And I know there's a lot more common ground with ATS and farm sim people. Probably more so than maybe the other new game, but I don't know. It seemed at this point, because it's not gone live on the main channel yet, but the response from a couple of the people on the Patreon page that have watched early access has been positive. So we'll see. We'll see. But and I think perversely, and perversely is maybe not the right word. Weirdly, let's go with weirdly. What it means is because I'm not playing endless hours of farm sim and trying to churn out. I think at one point I was making maybe 8 farm sim videos a week. It keeps the game a bit fresher for me, particularly at the moment where FS25 does not have the depth of gameplay that some of us like. It is keeping things fresher. So, yeah. I think, and if you knew me in the real world, you would be you would be amazed I was saying this. I think the change and variety is actually a good thing. And yeah, if you knew me in the real world, you would be absolutely amazed that I was saying that. And those of you that know me well enough through this are probably pretty freaking surprised that I'm saying that. But, hey, one of the things that I've spoken about this year with what I wanted to do with my channel was try and evolve it a little bit. And hey, maybe part of that is me growing a little bit. And there's been a bit of that. There's certainly been, not to get too deep and philosophical, but there has been a lot more trying and failing sometimes, but a lot more trying to accept who I am as a person. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey. It's been a journey. Right, October. I'm pretty sure that we do not sell soybeans in October. What am I doing? Someone tell me. Prices. Soybeans. We certainly do not. So we'll let that go. We can return that now, can't we? Let's do that. Vehicles, McDon. So we can return you. Yes, sir. We can return you. Yes, sir. We will keep you because we need you to keep picking up the swaths. Awesome. There we go. Right, back to it. So one mod that I am intending to add to this save is precision farming, but that's not what I want to talk about. Another mod that I intend to add to this save is a weasel mod, which was the exhaust one that he released recently, and I think as recently as yesterday, question mark, because I can't remember exactly when it came out. Because I think it looks kind of cool that it, you know, darkens up the smoke and that kind of thing and just makes it a bit more obvious. But I spotted that it does have a little bit of a bug in it, so I'm waiting to add that for it to be updated. Just want to check our field state. It does not need ploughing. I might just plough that a little bit so that we can straighten out that line along the headland. Do I want to plough it so we don't have to deal with weeds? Actually, thinking about where we are in the save, I don't think that we will be here long enough to get another harvest off this field. Slurry is all processed. I'm going to try turning on manure and see if it actually churns through it, or if it indeed stays infinite. But yeah, what I think we might do actually is put grass in here. Yes, that means we've got an awful lot of grass planted, but the only other alternative is to leave it fallow, which seems kind of pointless. And at least if we put grass in, we might get a cut off it in the spring to put through the BGA. We won't get a cut off it this year, but if we plant it now, it'll at least be growing for the spring, and then that way I think that's a sensible thing to do, because essentially we're waiting for the poplar. Yeah. Not going to fit. No. I've got 800 more liters to move. Okay. But I think that's the play. I think that's the play. Predominantly just to increase our profitability. So yeah, we plough that little bit in the front. We return the plough. We lease a cultivator of some sort. Get that done. Get it planted with grass seed and get it rolled, and that should yield a half decent amount of grass, I think. I think that's the way to go, you know. What we should have done is got some sort of thumbnail like that. Because one often forgets to do that, doesn't one? Yes. Trees are looking good as autumn falls in. Hey, autumn falls in. Autumn fall. I didn't actually intend to do that. Good. Embracing our cousins. Right. Let's return that. It's New Holland. Let's return that. Okay. We need the baler now, don't we? Let's grab that. Or should we grab... Let's grab the bale spike while we're here. So I think if today we could get the field baled and stacked, that'd be a decent day's work. Depending on how long that takes me. Might be worth us grabbing that as well, and then we can stick that on the back once the baling's finished. Because it's such a long drive back to the shed. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We will multi-prep, not multitask. And then that means we drop the weight, not the bale pickup or baler pickup. Quite a wide swath that the old McDon drops down. Quite a generous swath off the straw by the looks of it, or off the soybeans. But that's no bad thing, because I have a feeling that the old pigs could do with... No, they're all right. They could definitely do with some food. That's going to be job number one when we get back on here, is going to be to get them some feed. Yeah. And we can't quite grab the whole swath in one go, which is a tad annoying, but you know, is what it is. We sort of can. We sort of can. Sometimes we can. But yeah, that is a lot of straw. That is a lot of straw. And I am not complaining, because, say, we could do with it. I think, obviously, maybe not obviously, using the swather gives us bonus straw, along with bonus soybeans. So we got 8. It was just over 8. It was about 8,800 litres of soybeans. Once we get on the long run, I'll load up time-saving stock check, and we'll see what our soybeans are going to be worth, as they were grown as a cash crop. There we go. 20 grand. Nice. I don't remember what it cost us to lease all the harvesting kit, but I'll take that. Yeah. I will take that any day of the week. Spin around and grab that bit, and then we'll go across here, get this. It's going to be a few bales to shift into the storage. That's okay, because it's just there. Maybe we can put a few more in with the pigs as well. Top them up. Yeah. So I was chatting on Discord earlier with Monarchs of Monarchs Mapping of Rotterdam Island, and he mentioned an interesting point that I'm quite keen on as well, which is whether we will see the Pumps and Hoses DLC again. I really hope we do. I only used it a little bit, but the times that I did use it, I really enjoyed it. Now, I guess the not problem necessarily. No, actually, because Pumps and Hoses wasn't part of a season pass. So it's just down to whether the guys that created Pumps and Hoses and Giants want to release it again, I suppose. Which I suspect will partly be down to how well it did last time. So I really hope we see Pumps and Hoses again. What map did I use that on? I used it on the Valley of the Old Farm a fair bit, and I really enjoyed it actually. I did some more, not necessarily stupid things, but I did some more challenging things, and I did some kind of pumping slurry across the whole map kind of stuff, and it was good fun. It was a bit of a faff to set up and things, but actually once you got your head around it, it works really well. And if you've got big fields to spread slurry on, and you've got a good supply, actually it's worth the time to set it up, because then you're not constantly running backwards and forwards to refill. Now, it's probably quicker to set up using something, assuming you're on PC, using something like Courseplay and Autodrive, or using Autodrive to bring a slurry tanker over to give you somewhere to fill up from. But if you're on console, you can't do that. And because it's a DLC, it was on all platforms. We need to swap the weight. Wait a minute. Sorry. So you don't have that option if you're not on, or if you're on console. And also it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. So yeah, I would like to see that back in FS25, particularly now with precision farming imminent, because they were really good combination. The combination of precision farming and Pumps and Hoses was good fun. It was good fun. And that's kind of what this is about, isn't it? I think that's where the trigger is. Yep. So how are they looking for straw now? Almost full. Awesome sorts. So we just need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12 bales put away. And that'll be a good day's work done, I think. And yeah. My target is to get that done in less than 15 minutes, because I have a goal to get 2 more videos recorded today before I need to be finished with the time that I have set aside for recording videos. Right, how are we looking in the old BGA? So that's running. Is it generating? It's generating electric charge and it's not using manure, right? So we're going to turn that off, because that's essentially glitching us money. And we will have to fix that. So that is, that's not a bug with the mini BGA. That's an issue with all BGAs and the way they work when they are near another silo, or silo extension, which is what manure pits are. Manure pits are a silo extension, and BGAs are set up to support silo extensions, and essentially it breaks them. So yeah, if you want infinite money, you can do that. I do not, and there is a way to fix it. So I will do that on here. Here's a question for the audience. Should I fix it in the released version? Because what you'll see is if we go into the mini BGA and look at manure capacity, you will see the manure capacity is listed as 4 million litres because it picks up the manure pit as being part of the storage for the BGA. But what happens is, for some reason, and this is a Giants thing, and it's been part of the game since FS22, it doesn't use it. It runs the production without actually taking the product out of the extension. So you have infinite product. Right, we've got quite a bit of straw there. We can put straw through the BGA. I'm pondering putting the rest of our straw through the BGA. Except that has got to last us quite a while. Maybe I'll do another 4 bales in storage. And then the rest we put in the BGA, because it generates us monies. There is a great demand. What's the great demand for? Nothing that we have. Okay. Fine. Fine game. Don't help me out. There we go. Yeah, if we do 4 more, and then we'll get 4 to put through the BGA. I think that works. And we might be able to just nudge them into the shelter a little bit more. Not that it matters, because they don't rot or anything if they're outside of the shelter. But a little bit of momentum, and they're sort of covered. Covered-ish. Let's grab 2 more. And then, yeah, we'll generate a bit of cash out of the BGA, and we've still got the stored electric charge and methane, including our cheated electric charge and methane. Testing, it was testing. We got paid to test. That's how it works, isn't it? But I am kind of curious if people would like me to fix that in the released version as well. came up back up. Oh, I've screwed that up, haven't I? Oh well. It was going so well, wasn't it? Let's neaten it up, because it'll bug me if I don't. It's all because, well, not all because, but I think partly it's not helped by the fact that those last 3 that we got off of the first straw harvest, I didn't put away properly. There's another DLC or mod. I guess free DLC, wasn't it? Straw harvest. Wonder if we'll see that in the next game as well. Not next game, in this game. I mean, I guess it's been out in the last however many versions of FS, so probably. I'd kind of be surprised at this point if we don't see it. I don't think I particularly used it in the last version of the game. I did in 19 because it was new and exciting for me. Because 19 was the first version of FS that I played, so everything was new and exciting. Right, the rest of these are going to go in the BGA. And they'll ferment better because they're a little bit soggy. Realism's key, folks. I was quite surprised, actually. A few weeks ago, I cut the grass at home and I bagged it to take it to the tip. And I bagged it up one day and I took it to the tip the next day. And it was impressive how much heat was generated just overnight from the natural fermentation of the grass in one day. Just being in a plastic bag with some moisture. Not plastic bag, but you know what I mean. It was bin liners that I used to take to dip. Right. BGA straw activate. I'm not going to speed up time because our pigs need some food. So we will sell all of the output of that stuff next time, and we will feed our pigs. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. And I will see you all next time. Bye for now.